Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and we're going back to one of my favorite categories. We're going back to rye. On this episode, we're going to be looking at WhistlePig. So both this episode and the next episode, those are going to be the two ryes that I picked up while on my travels. I may have even picked this one up locally. Let me double check that. Okay, I lied. Didn't pick this one up on my travels. I got this one here in Wyoming. So WhistlePig, the company, owned by, it's either Moet or Moet, Hennesey. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It looks French, so it might just be Mo for all I know. But WhistlePig is a pretty expensive brand as a whole. Now, this is a 6-year rye, which is really not all that old. It's 100% rye, though. And I got this here locally in Wyoming for $44.19. It's a pretty spendy rye. Most ryes are kind of punching in that $30 range, 30 to 40. Once you get up above that, you can find some ryes for sure up above that, especially things like Angel's Envy, the WhistlePig stuff. Oh crap, can't think of the name of the High West. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of that distillery out of Utah. Their ryes tend to be up fairly high, but most ryes on the shelf are going to be under $40. And there's a lot of really good ones out there for that price. So to get up above that, you really got to be a heavy hitter, I think, in my opinion, in order to justify it. Especially when you look at like the Boss Hog series and some of those other ones from WhistlePig. They're running in the 150, 200, 250 and up. I think I might be making this up. I might be making a liar out of myself, but I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of the WhistlePigs, the really high-end ones, for over $500. So kind of an insane price to pay in my opinion, but what do I know? Probably nothing, but here we go. This is Piggyback. I would say this is kind of their lowest entry level rye. There might be others. Again, didn't do my research on it, but as far as what I've seen on the shelf, this is definitely the lowest one that I've seen. And lowest, typically, what I'm referring to is the age statement on there, and also the price. So 96.56 proof, 48.28% ABV. So 96 and some change. Most ryes are ringing in that 90-95 range. So not really crazy on the proof. 6 years, a lot of ryes are somewhere in that 4 to 6 range anyways. But before I rip it apart, let's see what it has to offer. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe there's something amazing in this bottle that I don't know, and it's well worth the $44 price tag. It's got a lot to do to make up for that in my mind. So now, jumping out of the glass at me, I don't have a whole lot. I mean, I got my nose way in here. Now I'm really struggling to find anything. I'm not getting ethanol. Got a little bit of ethanol that time. There's like a grain, like grain dust. And like this odd fruit note, some kind of gosh, it's almost like a cherry. Or no, apple. It's an apple note. Or a peach and apricot. Some kind of light fruit in there. It's weird. I'm not getting any of the normal rye notes. For 100% rye, I'm not getting black licorice or anise or eucalyptus. I'm not getting any of those super floral notes. A little bit of floral that time, but not, apple blossom kind of a floral. Nothing's really jumping out of this glass. I'm really working here to try and get anything, and I got a fairly decent pour in there, so let's see with the taste here if anything changes in it You know, maybe it's all in the taste. You know, I often talk about how most whiskeys are either going to be focused on the nose or they're going to be focused on the flavor. It's very difficult, not impossible, but difficult to get both of those things to be extraordinary. Oftentimes you can get an extraordinary nose, but it doesn't really come through on the flavor profile, or vice versa. So maybe this is one of those ones where the taste is outstanding and the nose just is lacking a little bit. I'm trying to warm it up a little bit because it's kind of cold here in my basement. So sometimes when you warm it up, some of those flavors kind of come off of it a little bit more as the ethanol starts to evaporate a little bit. But it's still pretty subdued. Super creamy mouthfeel. Like eating whipped cream, kind of a creamy mouthfeel. Clings a little bit. Sweet forward, like just a generic sweetness, candy sweetness forward. You pick up the ethanol in the middle and you get a bit of a bite. So some of the rye, probably spice coming through. The ethanol kind of dries out your mouth and gives you a little bit of throat burn, but almost non-existent. I mean, it's not bad at all. You do get some spice, that rye spice picking up in the middle, carrying forward, and then the finish just kind of drops off. So holding it in my mouth for a couple seconds, doing a Kentucky Chew, it really peaked sweet forward and then kind of came to a middle sweetness, picked up that rye spice, and then that's what carried out, and it just kind of fell off at the end. There was almost no finish per se. So in the nose, starting to get more of a honey floral, honey and yeah, like apple blossom, cherry blossom, kind of a floral note in there, real light, maybe some apple fruit. You know, these are typically more of a bourbon note kind of nose, but not getting a whole lot. They're just really light notes in the glass. Back on the taste. Sweet, creamy, and then nothing. I mean, that flavor is gone and out of your mouth in like 2 or 3 seconds, and then the ethanol burns kind of picking up right now, just starting to burn a little bit down my chest. Not a whole lot going on there. So as far as a rye goes, that's kind of a big nothing burger. For 44 bucks, I expect so much more out of it. Now I will say, an easy drinking rye. There's not a lot of difficult flavors. There's not a lot of burn. There's not a lot of spice. There's not a whole lot of anything that would make it challenging. But you can get the same thing at a much lower price point. So, yeah, I'm just not all in on this. WhistlePig, you got to step up your game a bit. I definitely am not going to be throwing down the cash that it requires to get some of your other offerings. So if you can't hit it out at your low offering, I sure as heck am not going to be coughing up a couple $100 or $100 for that matter to check out some of your other offerings. So that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is your jam and you are all in on the WhistlePig. You know, they got some good marketing. Their bottles look nice. They definitely have that going for them. But as far as flavor goes, at least their 6-year leaves a little bit to be desired. So once again, here in Wyoming, $44.19. Drop in the comments down below what you can find it for in your area. Also comment on if, you know, maybe this is your favorite whiskey or you have an experience with it you'd like to share. Drop that in the comments below as well. I'd love to hear from you. Also check out LifeandWhiskey on bitchute.com and minds.com. On Minds, it's life_and_whiskey. Yeah, also check out my other channel. I do another review channel of just kind of everyday items, parenting items, hunting stuff, kids stuff, baby stuff, cooking stuff, you name it. I'm going to review it on their Dad Father Review. Check that out on BitChute and YouTube. And yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Sorry this video kind of dropped off in enthusiasm. Kind of followed the whiskey. The whiskey dropped off in enthusiasm as well. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Have a great day. As always, see ya.